What up, what up, what up, what up? Happy Sunday, ladies and gentlemen. Happy Sunday. Just getting on here, man. Give him some word of encouragement. I'm a person, man, right? I guess when I was younger, I learned responsibility. Hey, welcome in, Kenneth. That's my same name. You got the same name, player. My name Kenneth too. That word mean handsome. Did you know that, Kenneth? Kenneth, your name mean handsome, man. But hey, how you doing, user? TikTok agent. That's what every time I see a user, it's like a TikTok agent. That's what that is to me. that's what that shit is. But me personally, man, I learned responsibility at a very young age. And I know some people's not as responsible, or some people don't like to listen to their parents or whatever. And a lot of times it be in a result of something bad happening, right? Like, hey, welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. Some people don't realize what their parents tell them is the truth. And they find out the hard way. And sometimes the hard way will be in a way that the parents don't want their kids to be in. But you have to let them kids go through that, because they wouldn't listen to you. They wouldn't pay attention to the things that you was trying to prepare them for, for the future. Because sometimes, I don't even want this picture. This wasn't the picture I wanted to show, but this is MacArthur Park. And even if you see these people right here, these people ain't just sitting in the park. Them people are parts of the results of what the parent was trying to teach them before they got out on the streets and got to the real world. A parent, my oldest daughter is 35 years old. I know I look 35. But my oldest daughter is 35 years old. And I try to teach her the best I know or whatever, and she still won't listen to certain things, and she have to go through those things. But when that kid, I'm not saying this is my daughter, I'm seeing other people doing it, when they complain about them going through all the trials and tribulations, I just want them kids to realize that your parents was trying to tell you. What your parents was telling you, you're learning the hard way. They was trying to prevent that from you learning the hard way. But when you get out there, hey, y'all, you get out there in them streets, man, and things get real, bills start getting real, relationships start getting real, people, friends and stuff that were supposed to be friends ain't friends and stuff like that. It's going to take a hard toll on that person. And you know what? It's hard for me to say. You have to let your kids go through it. Because since they wouldn't listen to you, you have to let them kids go through that and find out what life really is. And that's the only way that they're going to appreciate you, rather if you the father or the mother. Let me say that again, because fathers get it the worst. Fathers is the ones don't get appreciated until they dead. That's when everybody like, he was a good man. He did do that. He did try. He did give me these right goals and stuff. I just wouldn't listen. And I will say this. When my mother was on her deathbed, that was one of her things that she had said, that my father wanted me to do this and wanted me to do that, but I just didn't want to listen to him. And as a father, it hurts to see your kids have to go through some little heartaches, rather than, bad relationships, getting evicted, or being in a relationship with a girl or a boy that just didn't work out. You as a father, you as a parent, a mother, you have to let them go through that hard time so they will learn to appreciate you. See, we are in this world these days now with the mindset of people, oh, that's my baby, that's this and that. Don't do my baby like that. Don't. And when they get out there in the real world, they can't survive. They can't survive in the real world. And that's the most horrible thing as a parent to face, that your kids are facing all these trials and tribulations. But if you taught them right, and if they want to take heed, they will come up out of it. But if they don't, they will be like these people right here. I wish I can go back and post the one that I really wanted. This wasn't the one that I wanted to post, right? Because there was more of them in a bigger crowd, and seeing your child or seeing your baby out there, not listening to you and going through those things, and when you see them, they you know your kids, you know where you want your kids to be, and they not there. It's hard. It's hard to look and see that. Say if your kids got to go through a shelter or something, and we talking about grown kids. We ain't talking about little baby kids. We talking about grown ass kids, 35, 25, you know what I'm saying? That age range when you should know better. But you listen to all your little friends, your little girlfriends, your little boyfriends and stuff like that, and you go out, you waste your money, you go out and party and stuff when your parents is trying to teach you, hey man, look, save your money, put your money off to the side. And you go out and party and stuff when your parents is trying to teach you, hey man, look, save your money, put your money off to the side. It's going to be hard days. Things ain't, going right into politics or whatever, so therefore you got to prepare yourself for, you as a parent, you trying to teach your kids, but now you got a society out here telling your kids, let's leave nobody behind. Let's give everybody a trophy, a participation. Not that they did good, but a participation trophy. Well, my kid ain't worked hard enough. I remember back in the day that you would have to repeat a grade. We need to go back and repeating grades because evidently these kids ain't learning from the grade average. They need to go back and realize, like, hold up, now this ain't the way you do it. This is not how you do this. You need to go back and learn from, you know what I'm saying? You have to repeat a grade. You fail. You know what I mean? We letting these kids go on to college, right? And they don't even know how to read. They don't even know how to write in cursive. But you'll send them to college talking about a higher level of education. No, it ain't. You just pushing them on and they haven't learned their lesson. So when they get in the real world making these mistakes, they coming back to you and expecting that you need to take care of them. 35, 25, these old ass kids, some of them, I didn't came to across people that's 40, 50 years old still living in the basement with their mama and having relationships inside of the basement. You know what I'm saying? Your mama's still there. You know what I'm saying? Script writing is non-essential. Well, see, that's the whole thing. If I don't know if you're talking about the basic things of what life is supposed to go through, the normal stuff, what nature says you're supposed to do, not none of this fictitious science fiction fantasy. Nature says you're supposed to do, not none of this fictitious science fiction fantasy. World, they think that somebody in the sky gonna give them a blessing or a gift or some shit to change their whole life, bring them a man or a woman. You know what I mean? Like, instead of really living life, really getting out here doing the shit, man, moving your feet on these streets and talking and meeting and experiencing, what your mama and daddy told you what you need to do. You know what I'm saying? Listening to that, take heed to that and apply it to your life. A lot of these people ain't applying this what their parents taught them in life. I know everybody can, find something bad that they didn't like about their parents, but I'm pretty sure if you had your parents or a guardian who was taking care of you, they told you the right thing. You can't tell me that they ain't tell you the right thing. You know what I'm saying? It is parents out here that will, put danger in their kids' hands, say, go out there and make your money. You know what I mean? You be like, whoa. But majority a person, especially a man wants to see his kids doing better than him. That's what a man would tell him, hey, son, I just want you to be better than me. Do things 10 times better than me. I took it from this point, from my fathers who had dreams and stuff like that, and I made those things come true within the bloodline. So now you have to do it. You seen what I have done and accomplishments I have done. Now you take that and you go 10 times better than that. You have to teach your kids that. Right now, these kids literally think that you're a grown person, that your mama and daddy's supposed to pay your rent. You grown. Why did your mama You grown. Why do your mama and daddy is trying to? Why you want your mama and daddy paying your rent? You don't know what you are talking about. I have a 35-year-old daughter. I do know what I'm talking about. I have a 35-year-old daughter. My youngest is 19. That we just finished homeschooling. So I know exactly what I'm talking about. Why y'all sitting up here allowing somebody else to raise your kids that don't even like you, and your kids come out the worst because you won't listen to a person, especially a man that's out here who raised kids, who lived life, who's been successful. That's the problem. I don't know what I'm talking about. You're right. I don't. I don't know what I'm talking about. I have no argument. You're right. But while these kids out here that's been in these single mother households going to jail, turning gay, or miseducated. What's up? How you doing, sir? Guy, how you doing? They're in jail, gay or deceased. Because these single mother parents home talking about a man don't know what he's talking about. I'm telling you what I'm telling you exactly what I know. These children out here have gotten false narratives of what life really is. And when they get out here in these streets, they see exactly all the evil, all the demons, all the so-called things that the parents or the grandparents was trying to warn you about before you even got out here. See, it's easy when you're going through school. You know what I'm saying? It's easy when you're going to school and your mama taking care of you, got a roof over your head. You know what I'm saying? You're eating, you know what I'm saying? Clothing. It's easy. Your daddy and them doing all. It's easy for you. But when you get out on your own, and that apartment or that studio that you live in costs $1,700, right? And you still got to eat. You still got to pay the electricity. You got to have some type of bed or clothing and clean clothes to wear. Yeah, all that come out your pocket. But if you not prepared for that because your mama and your daddy kind of catered you, or you didn't listen to your parents, and you out here now frustrated, wanting somebody to donate money to you. See, when we was young, put you in mind, I was 17 years old with my own apartment, right? I was 17 years old with my own apartment. And now they got things out here that you can donate money to people if they come up with a good story and somebody feel like helping them.
Yep.
Donating? We didn't have donations back in the day.
Donate to my GoFundMe of I need to take a big fat poop and I need toilet paper.
See? That's my youngest. You know? And my thing is, if you really needed somebody hurt themselves or car accident, it can't work, that's one thing. But you talking about functional people. This person I seen today begging for money on here, I seen she was functional and she had a boyfriend, but she asking everybody else and mad at her mama and daddy because they won't help. This is a grown woman. This ain't no little kid. She looked at least in her 30s, at least. And she's mad at her mama. She cut her mama off. Daddy was trying to give her some advice and she didn't blocked him or stopped talking to him. But she talking about a divorce she going through and a new boyfriend that she got. Make it make sense. Make that make sense. And she for sure that this relationship that she's getting into now is the one. It's the one. You know what I mean? It's like, and as a father, you don't want your daughter to go through nothing like that. You want your daughter to be independent, as they would say in the woman field. I'm independent. Majority of the time when people say that, they're not. They leaning on something. Those times when people say that, they're not. They leaning on something. Those people don't be having license plates registered to their cars and constantly getting tickets. So what I'm saying is, as a parent, we want our children to do better. But if they not listening to us, they not taking heed of the things that we saying, they thinking that, because they think we old. For some reason, they really think they old. And they turn around and think that they your parents. because they're more hip and they know. You just don't know the slang, but you didn't seen all this stuff go on before, right? And sadly, when you see your kids going through it, it hurts. It hurts your heart because you love them so much and you want them to do better and you know what's better out here for them, but they have to live that life. They have to go through those mistakes and know that it was a mistake. Know that there's so much more out here that you can have out here. You can have so much more money and look, check this out. You can have less and be happy than having more and being unhappy. Think about that. You get up every day, you brush your teeth, you got a place to sleep, a little money in your pocket, you're going to work to make some more money, your bills are paid, man, your kids looking good or whatever, that makes you happy. But now you got this mansion and all this other stuff or whatever, and you unhappy because you constantly paying some bills, you constantly having fake friends, you constantly, you know what I'm saying, got to buy some type of new and keep up with the Joneses and all. I'm just telling you. I'm just telling you now. I'm telling you from the point of Hollywood. Right here, you see, this is MacArthur Park. This is MacArthur. I had another picture that had a more serious look. I wish I can go back and show y'all because at the end of the day, I'm here trying to allow parents to know that you're doing correctly. And even if your child is not doing as you said or as you want them to do, you still doing correctly. Sometimes that tough love is the only love that's going to be able to help them to get out of that situation because they've been pampered so much, that you've been giving them so much, everything's been accessible to them to the point where they have something that's called influenza, right? Influenza is the ability of not knowing consequences, right? So put you in mind, like for an example, a rich person, right? Uber rich, got kids, and the kids took the car because they usually been escorted around by somebody, a chauffeur or something, right? And they take the car, get drunk, something bad happened, they get locked up, and somebody's life was taken. Those people who did the crime or did the accident or whatever, they don't go to jail because they don't know consequences because they never had nobody to drive. I mean, never drove a car. They have so much money where they can buy and pay for everything. So those people wind up getting out or getting off that, getting off the that rap because of having influenza. And we see it in the court system all the time when we see these uber rich white people who commit a vehicle manslaughter or something like that, and they get off because of influenza. We always wonder why, how they can just, hit somebody and get off. That's because they didn't know consequences. And that's pretty much what's happening. We allowed our kids to live in some type of mental influenza with The View and all these other people historically never raised children. Let me say that again so y'all can understand what I'm saying. Our culture, our people are listening to people who historically never raised children of their own. They had nannies and slaves. So now we're listening to somebody on The View that never raised their kids. They got some person at home watching their kids while they sitting on The View, or they sitting, you know what I'm saying? Or they can't produce kids. They can't produce them. So you're going to let somebody who don't leave your kids behind, or put them in timeout and everybody get a trophy. Those people is the reason why we see the results in our culture, thinking that it's okay or all right that all this type of stuff, and they can come into the schools and put that onto the children. So you have to understand, you as a parent, you got to stop. That's why I took my last son, we homeschool player. You don't need that. You don't need to be around them because they never raised kids. How you going to allow somebody who never apologized and who despise you in just your skin color, your hair texture, teach your kids your heroes? How do you think Why do you think that my generations, the 70 babies, the Cubs of the Panthers, we we started gravitating to Malcolm X? That's why it was a big move with the Nation of Islam, because they wasn't teaching us our heroes. They was teaching us slaves. Martin Luther King, you know what I'm saying? They wasn't teaching us our heroes. They was teaching us slaves. Martin Luther King, you know what I'm saying? W.D. Du Bois and all. Them were people that they felt that they had control over. They went up under their Alpha Lama Dama Dama fraternities. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying, we allow our children to be in the hands, the harm's way of other people who never liked us, who never raised children themselves. And we expect our children to be great. No, you got to take your kids up under the arms, even though kicking and screaming. You got to pull them into manhood. In the great words of T. Rogers, Prince T. Rogers of the Almighty Black Peace Stone, he said, when he was a young man, he had to get pulled into manhood, because we didn't know what manhood was. A lot of us was facing households that they pushed our fathers out of the house because of wealth, that they pushed our fathers out of the house because of welfare. So now, you know, we got to find out what manhood is. And what we think manhood was, it wasn't it. It was just street stupidity. And when you become a man, you realize the responsibilities of being on something like this and telling other people it's okay that your children won't listen to you, even though you're giving them the right information. It's okay that if they going through heartaches and headaches and stuff, they need to learn it the hard way, because even though you're telling them, they got to see it for themselves, because you don't want your kids to wind up like this. No, you don't want your kids out there on the streets, linked over in wheelchairs because of addictions and stuff like that. It's hurtful to see that. So you have to be more of a parent by just telling them and allowing them that tough love. Motherfuckers would say, no, the word is no. It's okay telling your kids no. It's okay telling your kids the ugly truth. It's okay to tell them the ugly truth. It is okay. And I'm telling you, it's okay, because at the end of the day, when you're not here anymore and they see that ugly truth rear its face, they're going to say, you know what? My mama used to tell me that. My daddy used to tell me that. Man, I sure miss my daddy. Because I'm telling you from a point of view, because somebody said I didn't know what I was talking about. I'm talking about a point of view that I don't have no parents no more. I don't have no grandparents. I don't have no regular parents. Nobody on each, right? My mamas and daddies are, so I don't have that. So I am the elder. So when I'm telling my 35-year-old daughter things that, hey, check this out. You know, this is the way it's going to go. And your daughter, things that, hey, check this out. You know, this is the way it's going to go. And, you know, you need to learn from this and this. And she don't want to listen. She fall on her ass. It's okay to still love her while she didn't fell on her ass. It's okay. You still can be friends with them. You still can, you know, let them know, like, hey, baby. And if you still want to go down this way, hey, there's nothing I can say. I love you. I'm here for you, but I'm not finna baby you. I'm not finna pamper you as if you ain't grown enough. When you 35 years old, you're a grown-ass woman. And your parents don't have no obligation to take care of you after, you know what I'm saying? They can love you. And what they probably doing is loving you. You want more than just that. Kids want more than just the love. Well, shit, once you get old, shit, ain't nothing but love I can give you. Because my money ain't going to help you. Money ain't going to help you to do better. If you was getting evicted and all that, what good does it me giving you money to pay your rent when you was finna get evicted? What happened to you before you got evicted? What was going on? What you not? You understand what I'm saying? To you before you got evicted. What was going on? What you not? You understand what I'm saying? If you getting evicted and me paying your rent is not just going to help you, I need to fix the foundation, or you need to fix that foundation, which is you getting off your ass and getting a job. See, you got lazy somewhere, and to the point where you're getting evicted, and it's not your father's or your mother's responsibility when you're 35 plus years old and you making the same damn mistakes as if you were 16 inside my household. If I have taught you how to do things and you didn't want to listen, you want to trust these little boys or you want to trust these little girls and go out here and not have your life together. See, it's not nobody else's fault when you ain't got your life together. See, you can be in a relationship and have your life together. You can live for somebody and take care of other people, but still have yours together. And when you got both sides of the man and the woman having their stuff together, you don't worry about who's going to pay the bills and stuff like that at the end of the day, because y'all taking care of the bills. You see what I'm saying? Y'all doing it. And if you doing it so much where it's so easy that you can get out of a relationship and get into another one, and you call that person your boyfriend, well, you need to tell your boyfriend to come help you. Your boyfriend should be able to help you if, because you was married. And now you're talking about your boyfriend, you want to get closer to him down south and all. That's the things that the parents be talking about. Like, what are you doing? Get your shit together first. I don't care if you're a boy or a girl. Get your shit together first, King. You know what I mean? Get your shit together. Don't worry about, man, when I was going through when I went through my divorce, man. Now, put your mind, I got married, I was 21. I was going through my divorce when I'm 24 or whatever. Man, I left that motherfucker, man, went to another state. I didn't have nothing. I had 2 suitcases. I just took everything that I could put in 2 suitcases because we had a son at that time. And he was like 7 months or something. I ain't finna take nothing out of my son's mouth. I left the whole house, left the cars. I just got my suitcase and I left because I knew something wasn't right. And I still, within that, knowing that, I'm telling you, I'm a young man, I didn't have nothing. I had to basically go homeless. But I worked myself to get myself back on my feet. I didn't worry about what my mom and them, because I didn't have no mama. I didn't have no daddy to run to. I didn't have people at the house that I could just run to and lay up off of it. No, I knew what I had to do. And once I did that, man, got myself back on my feet within months. And from that point, I took on, so let's say 27 years later, right? 27 years later right now, that woman loved the shit out of me. Because even though, right? 27 years later right now, that woman loved the shit out of me. Because even though she pushed me out, she basically dumped me, cheated on me, or whatever you want to call it. I don't even call it. It just ain't what it is no more, right? But the whole time, me and my son secretly had a relationship, and that she never found out until he was 23. You know what I'm saying? And a good relationship. And the woman seen me on TV and stuff, and on TV shows and shit. She thought it was me, but me and my son, had a relationship so close where he didn't even let her know, right? And even when she asked him, he still didn't let her know. So what I'm saying is, it's not the responsibility of the parents to be able to help you to get you better. Whatever they taught you as a kid, the morals and stuff, you take that and you apply it to your life so you can be able to have some kind of good feeling for yourself. All these kids today, all they know is about gimme, gimme, gimme. These little boys, little bitty boys coming 2-3 years old, they got diamond earrings all in their ears, because why? The mama pampering him like that. He got all the polos and shit. And when they do that, they don't grow up to be amount nothing. No matter how much name brands clothes you buy your kids still don't become shit. You know what I mean? Actually, it make it worse. You should have taught them how to make their own clothes so they can have a little bit more pride. And from that pride, they can make their own money and have their own clothes and sell it to other people. But no, you go get Polo and all these other people, Ralph Lauren, Gucci and Louis and all these people. You get all these people and thinking your kid's special, trying to make them feel special or expect. No, give them real morals. Give your kids real morals to come out here and knowing that this world is cruel. Santa Claus ain't real. Jesus ain't real. Stop telling them fairy tales. Oh, Santa Claus gonna bring you that. If you be good, the Lord gonna bless you. Stop doing that. Tell them it's demons out here when you walk amongst the streets. It's crooks, pedophiles. You know what I'm saying? Miseducators. You know what I'm saying? You got to tell them the truth, because when they come out here in this real world, it's something out here for them that's going to debunk what you told them. They're going to be like, why did mama lie to me all this time? For all this time, I'm 30-something years old, and I thought Santa Claus was real. I thought Jesus was real. All this shit, right? And come to find out, Jesus ain't never came to help nobody. God ain't never came to help nobody. But one thing we know for sure, if you get off your ass and you work hard, and you'll get it. You'll get it. Motherfucker sitting there waiting on a check, waiting on somebody to be good to them, waiting on a blessing that they're going to come rich and famous. No, get off your ass. Do the shit that your parents told you to do to make sure, you know what I'm saying, you can put one foot in front of the other. That's what you do. You got all these kids sitting up here looking at fairy tale books and never becoming anything in life. You done provided this old nice households and fancy cars and stuff like that, and they still ain't nothing. Stop it. Give them something to really use out here in this world. Teach them a skill. Teach them how to farm. Teach them how to cook. Some of these women out here don't know how to cook. They old as hell and don't know how to cook. You mean to tell me these chicks out here don't know how to boil rice, but they can shake their butt all on Instagram? They can show their coochie print all on Instagram. They can put in weave installments all over their hair and messing up their natural or organic things about themselves, where they eat nothing but chemicals now. And you wonder why breast cancer and all this stuff is coming out your body, cervical cancer, because you're not listening to thy mother and thy father. You so lazy that you go do all this other stuff and you become this total thing that we despise in life, which is death. You're a walking death when you wearing all this stuff. But if you honor thy mother and thy father, comb your hair, brush your teeth, take a bath, that's all that matters. You don't have to do all that old extra stuff and thinking that somebody going to comb your hair, brush your teeth, take a bath. That's all that matters. You don't have to do all that old extra stuff and thinking that somebody going to love you. That's false love. You walking around asking somebody to love you when you looking like a clown. You asking people to love you when you dress like a man or dress like a woman, you the opposite sex. You asking people with intelligence to do that. People that have higher level of vibrations of knowing the truth and lies. You asking people who have good sense to believe that some spooky person in the sky who murdered people, you want me to believe that he's good. The things that he did to little babies, you want me to believe that's good. The things that he said he's going to do to you after your life, that's good. You want me to? So stop telling your children all this falsehood. When you, instead of teaching your kids the falsehood, teach them some real stuff. Teach them cursive writing. Teach them about hip hop, real history. You know what I'm saying? Teach them about herbs and medicine and stuff like that, instead of going out here taking chemotherapy. Because that's what the effect is. When you teach your kids falsehood, somebody in a Bible or somebody in a book going to teach you better or have a better wish for you or make something better. Instead of teaching them that bull, teach them real herbs, real healing, how the body, the anatomy. You know what I'm saying? Teach them how it really works. And I bet you we can get rid of cancer. I bet you we'll stop having cancer the way remember AIDS was supposed to be a big thing. You don't even hear about AIDS like that no more. Why? Because we got educated in knowing that AIDS is the medicine. You die from the complication of the medicine. You never die from HIV, which is a virus you can cure. But the medicine, so when you learn not to take the medicine, you don't die from the complications of acquired immune deficiency syndrome. You acquired to your body, your immune system, right? You acquired to your immune system, and it made it a deficiency. And you did it so much, it became a syndrome. I'm just, when you learn better, you do better. When you learn better, you do better. Like I said, we sending our kids out here to people to be educated by people that don't even like us. They don't even like us. So why would you think that a person that don't like you go teach your children the correct thing about themselves? So, you know, I gotta go make some money or whatever, y'all, and I'm just finna get off of here. I just came on here, and hopefully somebody down the line, man, somewhere will be able to take this and apply it to their life, man. I'm not fussing at you. I'm not being mean or nothing like that. I want people to apply certain things to their life so they can better themselves, especially us parents, because the 70s babies, we had it the hardest because they took the father out of the household, right? They forced mass incarceration on us. They was running around deporting us in these detention centers and stuff like that, and nobody said nothing. Right now, people all on social media talking about how people getting detained and stuff like that. Y'all didn't say that about us when they attacked us. They called us super predators. Hillary Clinton called us super predators. So with that being said, I love y'all. Share this if y'all can, because somebody might need this. You know what I'm saying? Somebody might need this in their life. You not knowing. Somebody on your page, you probably don't think directly, but somebody on your page or something might need to hear this because they going through loving their kids and their kids are not appreciating them. Because we have allowed people to come inside of our household and teach us what we should teach our children, and their kids don't know nothing. Their kids are bad. Their kids are child undeveloped or bad. Their kids are child undeveloped or dysfunction. You know, they come in a very, very dysfunctional family. We listen to people who historically never raised children for themselves. They always had nannies, mammies, or a slave. Love y'all.